Hello students, welcome to this lecture. So in this lecture we are going to see about the phasor diagram of an alternator and the armature reaction in an alternator. So why we need to study this phasor diagram is in the sense that we need to calculate the voltage regulation of an alternator. So in order to getting the voltage regulation will be a measure of an voltage drop in an alternator due to the loading in the terminals of the alternator. So the due to the loading, the voltage drop will be happen in an alternator, which will be due to three reasons. So in order to study those reasons, we need to first investigate what is the phasor diagram of an alternator, and we need to go for the reasons of those voltage drop in the alternator due to the loading. So before going to the phasor diagram, so we need to first define EF, FF and FIF, that are all field EMF, MMF and the flux, and armature EMF, MMF and the flux, and the resultant EMF and the MMF flux. So in the alternator we may be having two types of fluxes. One is armature flux and another one is a field flux. So the field flux is represented here as an MMF. So the MMF will also be in phase with the flux of the field and the armature. So we will be taking the parameter of the MMF here. So the MMF will be in this particular direction, which is the base of this particular phasor diagram, and the EMF of that particular field flux will be in 90-degree lead with the particular MMF. So and we will be drawing the since this is going to be the EMF, and the IA, that is the current which is drawn by the armature, will be IA. So that IA will be somewhat lagging towards this particular lagging from this EF, so that we will be drawing that particular IA over here. So the MMF which is produced by that particular current will be FA, and that should be in phase with this IA. And since we have drawn this FA, and we may be having the FA may be in phase with this, in parallel with this particular FA, we will be drawing this FA over here. So by adding these two MMF waves, we will be having the resultant wave, which is going to be FR, and the resultant flux, which is going to be phi R. So since we have this particular FR, and we can draw the ER, that is the resultant EMF due to this particular MMF, will be drawn the 90-degree lead to this particular FR. So that particular ER will be drawn like this. And also we can draw the EA to this particular FA. That can be drawn, or that can also be leaved. That is not a problem. Then since we have drawn this IA, and also the alternator machine will be having the inductive nature, so the terminal voltage will be somewhat lagging behind this IA. So VT will the terminal voltage will be leading behind this particular IA. So VT will be in lead with this particular IA. Also, since this is going to be the resultant EMF which is produced in the alternator, but we will be having some of the drops. So the drops can be determined, can be given as armature resistance, that is a one drop, armature leakage reactance, that is going to be the another drop, and the armature reactance. Armature resistance is going to be the resistance in the armature, which will lead to an I square R loss, or the IR drop from that particular flow of the current in the armature. So that particular drop will be given as IARA, which will be in phase with this IA. So we are drawing this IARA in parallel with this IA, and IAXAL, that is going to be your armature leakage reactance. So the leakage reactance is going to be a main function in a particular leakage reactance. They may be having three major components like slot leakage reactance, end winding leakage reactance, and the tooth tip leakage reactance. So these are all the main components or main suppliers for the reactants, leakage reactants in a alternating machine. So due to these three reactants, we may be having this IAXL. So this IAXL should be 90-degree in lagging to this particular IARA. So we will be drawing this particular IAXL. So since we are having this particular VT plus IARA plus IAXL, these three will be added together and we will be getting this ER in result. So this is how the phasor diagram of the alternator can be drawn. Here we will be representing three angles. One is going to be the load angle, which is very much important in the analysis of the phasor diagram. So the angle between the terminal voltage and the generated EMF will be this load angle, and the generation angle, which is going to be psi, and that is going to be the angle between EF and the IA, that is the generator voltage and armature current, and the power factor angle, that is going to be the theta, the angle between the terminal voltage and the armature current. So next we will be going to see about the armature reaction. Since we have seen the one of the reason for the armature voltage drop will be a armature reactance. So this armature reaction is going to be one of the reason which is not mentioned in this particular phasor diagram, because the armature reaction is a process which is happening in an alternator or in any DC machine where we are having this concentrated windings. We will be having those kind of reduction in the flux due to the interaction between the armature and the main flux, that is the field flux. So due to this interaction, due to this interaction, in some of the load conditions, the resultant flux will be varying. So that kind of reaction is going to be called as armature reaction. So how to quantify this reaction is going to be a big topic that is going to be discussed now. So and at the unity power factor loading, the armature flux and the field flux will be cross magnetizing each other, and in the lagging power factor it will be demagnetizing in nature, and while the machine is in leading power factor, it will be in magnetizing in nature. So first of all, before going how this particular armature and the field MMF will be cross magnetizing or demagnetizing or magnetizing in nature, we need to see the internal physics of this particular machine. So here the stator has been represented by the three sets of windings R, Y and B. So here, since this particular rotor of this particular machine is facing towards this particular R winding, since this is facing towards and it is facing at the center of this particular rotor, the EMF which is produced on this particular R will be in maximum, and the EMFs produced in the other coils will be half of those maximum values. So since this is in this particular position, we can quantify this particular position as an FAR, which is going to be, this is an axis which is coming along this particular R, particular axis of this particular R phase winding. So since this is going to be the axis, the MMF will be in perpendicular to that particular axis. So we are drawing this FAR as like this, and afterwards we can draw the uh, other MMFs like the perpendicular to the corresponding axis. So you can take this particular axis. So in perpendicular means it will be coming in this particular direction, and for this B y-axis, so this is going to be your y phase axis. So we can draw the perpendicular axis to this particularly in this particular direction. So these three MMF vectors may be displaced by 60 degrees, so that we can quantify, or we can vectorially summating these three vectors as follows. So this is going to be in zero axis, that is the FAR vector, and y vector will be around 60 degree. The positive 60 degree will be your y vector. So Fm by 2, because that is going to be the y axis which is on the other half of this uh, particular rotor winding. So that will be on the half of the particular EMF generated. So the MMF will be, so Fm by 2 angle 60 degree and Fm by 2 angle minus 60 degree, because the FAB is in the minus 60 degree from the base of this particular vector diagram, so that we can calculate the resultant FA will be 1.5 of the maximum value. So from this we can quantify the value of the MMF of a armature will be working along this particular direction, because it is on this particular FA direction and it is working on the 0 degree axis. So this is going to be our 0 degree axis, so that the armature MMF will be working along this particular 0 degree axis, and the main flux will be on this particular main flux, that is a field rotor. So the main flux will be acting along this particular rotor from south pole to the north pole. So we are drawing like this. So since we are having we need to get the resultant of these two axes. We will be getting the cross magnetizing resultant MMF due to the resistive load. So since it is going to be a resistive load only, we are having the position of the rotor will be like this. If the same machine having a lagging power factor means, then the rotor position will be coming along this particular direction. Why? Because we know that the inductive load will lag the current from the voltage to the voltage, so that we will be having that particular generation of the voltage will be lagging behind this particular R. So that particular particular N will be shifted from this particular direction to this particular direction, so that we will be having the current which is lagging behind the voltage which has been applied in this particular rotor, so that we will be having the resultant armature MMF will be like this, so that our particular armature MMF will be acting along this particular direction. Why? Because our resultant MMF will be this 60 degrees to this particular 90 degree to this particular FA vector which has been generated, so that this will be along this particular direction, and the main flux will be acting from the south pole to the north pole. So this will be acting along this particular line, so that we will be having this particular armature flux will armature MMF or armature flux will be demagnetizing our main flux, so that the main flux will be decreasing in nature, so the resultant will be decreasing in nature. because this armature flux is opposing to this particular main flux, so that the main fluxes will be decreasing in nature. Since we are having this Fa, the phi A will be acting along that particular Fa itself. So the armature flux will be in this direction, and the main flux will be in the direction from the south pole to the north pole, so that we will be getting the main flux direction like this. So since these are in the 180 degrees in 180 degree phase shift, this both will be in opposition, so that the main flux will be demagnetizing in nature. And surely whenever we are seeing this particular purely capacitive leading power factor load, so we will be having this particular north pole will be coming along this side and south pole will be coming along this side, because the current will be leading the voltage by 90 degrees, so that we will be having the zero power factor. So since that is going to be the case, then our particular MMF of the armature will be acting along the same direction, but our main the main flux will be in the opposite direction that we have seen in the lagging power factor. So the main flux will be acting along this particular line, and the armature flux will be acting along that same line, so that these two flux will be magnetizing each other, so that the main flux will be increasing in nature. So the resultant flux will be somewhat larger than the main flux which is generated. Thank you.